Hello my loves, and thank you for joining me. It's Kirsten, and today we are doing the Relax and Readathon, and it's an extra special episode of the Relax and Readathon. I'm tying it in with Jan's full moon readathon. This was accidental, but I am so excited that it's worked out this way. So for the Relax and Readathon, I also want to try and be completing Jan's full moon, one of the tarot cards. So there are 4 tarot cards to collect, and for this 24-hour readathon, I want to focus on the spider. So I already have a book in mind that I want to be reading today, which is Death of a Bookseller. This works for both the spider prompts of it being a creepy book and also having 8 on the book cover somewhere. I have gone with 8 books in this stack. This is meant to be a fun thriller. I'm not expecting anything like amazing and like a new favourite, but I just want something entertaining, and fingers crossed this is going to give me that. So we're hoping that the Relax and Readathon works with being able to read this book. I don't know if it's going to happen like that, but we're going to try. We're going to really try. The idea of the Relax and Readathon, for those of you that don't know, is just to take one day every other month for you to relax. We do have a game board to go alongside it just to make it a little bit more interesting for you, with a mixture of reading prompts and lifestyle prompts, because of course, as we're all readers, part of relaxing is also chilling out and reading. However, even if you don't read much, that's fine. You've still taken part, you've still done the core essence of this readathon, which is to just take a day to relax, unwind, de-stress a little bit. It's so important. With all of that preliminary stuff out the way, if you're ever interested in taking part, by the way, a lot of this does take place over on Discord. You get live updates of what I'm doing, what roles I'm getting. It was so amazing today to wake up to so many people taking part in the readathon, the different roles that they had gotten, and oh, it's so much fun over there. So if you ever do want to take part, Discord is always linked below. It's free to join. There will also be a Google Drive with the board and all the prompts, and also the playlist of all the past readathons so that you can have a little look if you want to. But I think that is enough housekeeping. I'm just going to get straight into it. I'm going to do what I've been doing the last few times, which is rolling maybe like 3 or 4 times depending on the prompts we get at the start. It is 1 o'clock right now, so well, just after 1, and I'm planning to do this until 1 p.m. Sunday, so I do sleep as well. Gone are those days where I could stay up 24 hours. That just is not going to happen. Is the game going to work with the full moon readathon and the book that I want to be reading for it? I have no idea. I guess we're gonna find out. I've actually started next week's reading vlog, which is a full moon reading vlog, which I'm very excited for. And I have managed to finish one of the books that I wanted to read for the full moon readathon. So I have 2 left. So I guess if this one doesn't work, I could read the other one that I've got in mind for some of the prompts, but I don't know, I've had this one in mind for such a while that I would really like to get to reading it. This one is just under 400 pages. Actually, that could be a bit of a tall order for 24 hours. Sometimes I manage it, and sometimes the reading mood just doesn't hit and I read like 200 pages and then that'll be it for the readathon. I guess we'll find out. But this one, I should actually say what it's about. So this one we're following Roach, and she is a bookseller. She's also obsessed with true crime. She has a pet snail called Bleep. And then Laura joins the bookshop, and she becomes getting a little bit obsessed with Laura, and I think we're going to go in the route of like you with that obsession and seeing that toxicity and how that's all going to turn out, but I could be wrong. I have had some mixed reviews, so I'm intrigued to see what I think. This was a full-on cover buy, so yeah, we're going to try it. Hopefully this works with the prompts. I haven't actually thought it through. If not, then we'll have to swap books and hope something else works for the readathon, the full moon readathon, but yeah, I guess we'll see. Anyway, right, let's get into those first couple of rolls, see where we're going to go on this board. I have it all prepped with my little ghost. I am so excited. The ghost is holding a pumpkin. We are channeling the autumn energy already because I really want it, like yesterday. But okay, let's get to that first roll. All right, roll number 1. Went all the way over there. Can we see that? That is a 1. We are super speed today. We got a 1. That's really not fast at all. But you know what? It does work for a reading prompt, so I've decided to start in this little corner today. I could go up to enjoy a cozy hobby, which would be reading, this early on in the day. It's not early on in the day, it's 1 o'clock, but I just feel like I want to get reading for like an hour or so at a time. But I'm also thinking if I start with pretty cover, then that could work for Death of a Bookseller, because I do actually really like this cover. It was a cover buy. I really like the snail, the stack of books, the blood on it, the pink cover, the green writing. Like, I really like this cover. So this could work for pretty cover, so I might just do that. However, I do want to do a couple more rolls, so let's do a couple more. Let's go roll number 2. We got a 2. We are not going fast. Okay, we're going to do another one just now straight away. And we got a 1. Speed is definitely not on our side. So we got a 2 first. So we can either go up to enjoy a cozy hobby, or we could go down to free space, which I guess they're both the exact same thing, really. Let's see what the 1 is if we go to free space, because 1 would be first book that comes to mind, which again, I could double up on that prompt with Death of a Bookseller. Or I could go to move 3 spaces, and then I would be moving 1, 2, 3 to enjoy a cozy hobby, or moving back to 1, 2, 3 pretty cover. Okay. If, however, I did it that I did 2 enjoy a cozy hobby, and then did 1 to enjoy nature, or 1 for favourite beverage. Oh, you know what? I think I'm going to do it that way round, because I could really do with a hot drink. Okay, so roll number 1, we went with pretty cover. Roll number 2, we got a 2. I'm going to go with enjoy a cozy hobby. And then roll number 3, we got a 1, which is favourite beverage. So we're going to land back where I started. Okay, that was honestly hilarious. We landed exactly where I started, but I decided to go with that mainly because I could really do with a nice cup of chai. I also want to do some like cozy hobbies later in the day anyway, but I also want to read. I think the first thing I'm going to do is do a hot drink and read for an hour, and then I'll give you my first impressions of the book, and then we'll actually plan out the rest of the day. Let's go do a hot drink. chill time reading was so needed. I feel so revitalized and ready to start my day, and considering it is almost 3 p.m, that is such a late start to the day, but I actually feel like, okay, I've got a bit of energy now. I know what I want to do with my day. I do want to do a little bit of baking. I'm thinking maybe some lemon shortbread because I've got some lemons. I would like to set up my September reading journal, so I'd like to get a couple of those things done, but also continue reading because I'm really liking this one. I'm up to page 60. It doesn't have chapter numbers. Instead, we are following two perspectives. So we get Roach's perspective and Laura's. We meet Roach first, and Roach is someone who is obsessed with serial killers, like absolutely truly obsessed with them. She reads everything she can lay her hands on. She listens to every single podcast. Like, she is obsessed with them. And honestly, her behaviour is very questionable. She openly admits that she likes to follow people. She likes to follow random strangers just to see how long she can get away with following them for, finding out what they're doing with their day, where they live. Like, it's really quite disturbing, unhinged behaviour, to be quite honest. But then she becomes obsessed with Laura. So Laura, there is her and two other people that are coming into the bookstore where Roach works, and they're trying to do it up because honestly it's fallen into disrepair. It's really not doing well. Sales have been down for ages. So these three have come into the bookstore to assess what they can do to get things on the up. Roach becomes instantly enamored with Laura. Well, not instantly. Rifling through Laura's stuff and saw a book on a serial killer that has been heavily annotated. And then Roach becomes obsessed because she's like, well, she's like me, you know, we must have this connection and all of this. Like, she instantly becomes obsessed. Laura is so unnerved by her. She doesn't want anything to do with her. You know, she can be friendly to all the other booksellers and stuff, but wants to keep Roach at arm's length because she just feels like there is something uncanny about Roach that she does feel inherently uncomfortable around. And we've just had a scene where everyone is invited to Laura's poetry reading. So Laura is a poet, and her poetry reading is actually around the women that have been killed by serial killers, and it focuses just on the women. And we have this interaction between Roach and Laura where Roach is like, I love serial killers, please tell me who's inspired all of these ones, because Laura strips out everything to identify the serial killers because she wants the focus to be on the women, not the serial killers. And she's like, I'm not telling you, you are missing the point of my poetry. My poetry is not about the serial killers, it is about the women and giving them a voice and showing them that they had lives and things and that they shouldn't be forgotten this way. And Roach doesn't get it. Like, she doesn't, she's like, but I love them. And Laura's like, yeah, I know, I'm still not telling you. So we have this weird interaction, so that's where the plot is going to go from there. And I really like it. Like, Roach is not a likable character in any way. She is clearly unhinged, but also it's fascinating, like, just to read. Like, I really am enjoying just seeing her, the way her psyche works, the way she justifies things. Like, she's so judgmental, but you know, like, from the little things that she's dropped here and there, like her childhood wasn't that great. I don't know, she's just got this obsession with serial killers, and the way she talks about her childhood, like, it makes you think things weren't exactly good. So I don't know where that's going. I don't know how much of that we're going to learn, but I'm really liking this. It's actually making me want to read, let me grab it, The Five, which is about the women that were killed by Jack the Ripper. And this is a non-fiction book that was on, was it last month's TBR or something? And I've still kept it on my TBR shelf. This book is really making me want to pick this one up, so I might dabble in this a little bit today, we'll see, because I'm also just flying through these pages. Like, I actually had to stop myself. I was like, no, you know what, I should check the time, see, you know, whether I should do an update and stuff before I carry on. The chapters are really short, so it's making it for really easy just like flying through reading, and I'm just engrossed to see where this obsession is going to go, because we did get told right at the start of this book, like, it's like a little prologue bit, but we get like a one sentence, so it's not really a spoiler because it's literally the second page of the entire book. Like, it's in the prologue, and the sentence is, by Christmas Laura Bunting was gone and it was all my fault. Which I'm like, well, what happened? What's gone on here? Is she dead? Like, is that what happened? Like, is it something else? I want to know what's going on. I'm just intrigued. I don't think the writing is like anything exceptional and stuff. There are moments where I quite like what the sentence structure is being done. I think it's just written in a way that's engaging, and there's enough little bits of foreshadowing that I'm like, I want to see where this is going. So we'll see. So far it's intriguing, I'm liking it. That was a really easy sit down read session, and I could have easily read for more, but I really wanted to do a couple more rolls. Like I say, I've got plans of things that I want to do. I think I need to go food shopping as well. I was meant to do it this morning before I started the readathon. That never happened. Woke up for way too late for that. So I need to do that because I've decided I want to make lemon shortbread. I need to see what I need ingredients wise for it, and then if I need to buy stuff I might as well pick up some extra bits. So I need to do that. I want to continue reading. We're gonna roll. We're gonna see what is being left up, but I may try and start this as well because this is a non-fiction that I have been interested in reading for years, absolutely years. So I really want to at least start it. I don't think I'd be anywhere close to finishing it. I think this would take me a little while to read, but I think this sort of non-fiction book would be good to dip in and out of anyway, and I do want to get back into reading some non-fiction because I just haven't. I've really dropped the ball on that. That's a weird tangent. You don't need that. Let's do some rolls. Roll number 4. We got a 4. Cool. Okay, I think we'll do maybe like 2 more and then we'll see what we get. So that's a 4. Oh, we got a 5. Hey, we're getting some big numbers. Okay, 1 more. And a 1. I spoke too soon. We got a 1. 3 rolls, not too bad. We got a 5, a 4, and a 1. No, a 4, a 5, and a 1. We got the 4. Let's do 4 first. I really want to get out of this corner. So it's time to just move. I think we could go, let me see, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4. Comfort genre. Doesn't really work for what I'm reading. Or the non-fiction book. So that doesn't work. So if we went 1, 2, 3, 4, move 3 spaces, I would continue going forward. That is the only option right now because I can't keep being stuck in that corner. I really want to go further out. So that would then put us to enjoy a cozy hobby again, which is not too bad because, as I already said, I've got a list of things I want to do. So maybe we'll stick with that because comfort genre, I don't know what I would read for it. We'll continue in this vein, and then if I don't like how it's turning out, we'll go the other way around. Okay, so that's 4, and then 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. First book that comes to mind, which, oh, I could just continue with what I'm reading, but also that means that I could also dabble in a bit of the 5. Maybe like read the first chapter of the 5 and see how I find it. That could be good. And then 1 could be free space or Discord vote. And at least that gets us out of that corner. I feel like that is the way to go. I want to check, because it's me, I want to check the other side just in case. So if we went comfort genre and then did 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, favorite author, still not working. And then 1, exercise or free space. Do I really want to pick up a whole different book right now when I am trying to fulfill the spider prompt? Oh, I don't know. I feel like it would be fun to have something. I don't know if I've got anything like short. Oh, wait. I've got an idea. Hang on. I think we're actually going to do this top bit and go with comfort genre, and then we'll go free space. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to go from favourite beverage, we'll do the 4 to comfort genre, then we'll go to favourite author, and then we'll go back to free space. Angel of the Crows! I'm loving this book so far. This works perfectly for a comfort genre. It is a retelling of Sherlock Holmes. It's actually starting out as fan fiction. That's like the subgenre within that is win fiction. I had to read the author's note for this. Catherine Addison said how the concept of this book was win fiction, how it was the main character of a book. What if they had wings and then you change the story? It is a retelling of Sherlock Holmes. Sherlock Holmes is an angel called Crow, solving all of like the little small cases that Sir Arthur Conan Doyle wrote for Sherlock Holmes. So we've got that going on. So like we've had, I think this is our 2nd or 3rd case from the Sherlock Holmes books. Actually, I think it might just be the 2nd. I should have been keeping tab. But we've got an overarching storyline of Jack the Ripper. And I do want to read a little bit more of this because I am a little bit behind. So across this weekend, I need to try and catch up because this is a buddy read over on Discord and we've split it into 3 sections. We're meant to be reading 11 chapters a week, but I've got really behind. I need to get to here. So it would be really good if I just sat down and read this for an hour just to break up Death of a Bookseller. And this one's still working for a prompt for Full Moon Readathon. I talk about this more in next week's video, but I'm going to use it for one of the Grim Reaper prompts. I went back and forth in that video and then settled on yes, I am going to use it. So that would be good. So I can make a little bit of progress in that because I'm really enjoying this. And then we can go back to this one a little bit later in the day. I think that's a good idea. Like, I don't think I'm going to get this all finished in 24 hours, but at the same time, I'm not mad about that. I've really been enjoying having multiple books on the go. I go through phases. Sometimes I just want to read one book and that's it. I don't want any other books on the go. And then other times, like lately, the last, I think like 2-3 weeks, I've had 3 or 4 books on the go at once and I've really been enjoying it. So I don't think I'm actually going to finish anything in this video, but it will be really nice to make some progress. And this is honestly feeling like a solid 4.75 star to 5 star because I'm just loving this so much. So in this one it is like it's a retelling of Sherlock Holmes. So we're getting the Sherlock Holmes cases. We've got Dr. Watson, although he's called Dr. Doyle in there, but it's paranormal. You've got angels and vampires and werewolves and hellhounds and all sorts of different creatures. You've got clairvoyance and things. So this is just adding a supernatural twist to the Sherlock Holmes cases, but also adding in Jack the Ripper. So I'm really enjoying this. I think it is so much fun and I feel like that goes with this theme for the Relax and Readathon. A Relax and Readathon around serial killers. I don't know why that satisfies me so much, but it does. So yeah, I think this is what I'm gonna do. I may still dabble in like a chapter of this anyway, especially because like it just makes sense with everything I'm reading. I think it would be good. I've really been thinking about it a lot. So I might do that. And then with that free space, I think I'll use that to check what I need to buy, and then use that to actually go, if I need to go do any food shopping and stuff, we'll do that. Also, I should say this one works for the comfort genre. Retellings are my first love. For me as a reader, like for the very first time when I was like little and stuff, retellings, okay? I love retellings. I would pick up every single book I could find that was inspired by Dracula, and then that just blossomed into like retellings of Frankenstein, Sherlock Holmes and things like that. Like, I was obsessed. So it is always comforting to go back to that for me. And then also a favourite author, Catherine Addison. This book has solidified Catherine Addison as a favourite author, so it works perfectly. Should I do an extra roll just to get another lifestyle prompt? Okay, we'll do one more roll to see if we can get a lifestyle prompt, whether I should be baking first or do my reading journal first. Also knitting. I've been doing some knitting. This is going to be a long update. I'm sorry, let me go grab it. I've started knitting a scarf and I'm loving it. So I got this really nice dark purple wool. This is alpaca wool. I love it. It is so soft. My partner actually chose the colour and I think it is lovely, and I'm making a scarf and I'm doing this like twisted method. I don't know if you're going to be able to see it that well, but yeah, like it's reversible. So this is where I've started. I'd really like to continue. I really want to get this done and ready for like end of September is my ideal, because then it's going to start getting a little bit colder and it'll be really nice to wear. So this is my little project. So I wouldn't mind doing a little bit more sewing as well. I've also, while I've been sewing, I have been rewatching Sabrina, the newer Netflix series. I've been rewatching season 1 of that. And I've also started rewatching Stranger Times because I like just having something on in the background. Although Rainy is doing some Patreon reading sprints, so I might just like join in with that a little bit later today. Well, I think that's actually starting soon. I should check. So I'll probably join her for that and have that on in the background and stuff. So like, this is the vibes of the day. I want to do baking. I want to do a reading journal setup. I want to do some knitting. I want to read from these 3 books. I like how I was like, I'm going to focus on 1, and now I'm like, actually no, there's 3. So we're going to do that, and then yeah, just kind of go from there. That's my plan for the day. So let's do one more roll to see if we can get a lifestyle prompt to decide what lifestyle thing am I doing first, and also some food. I actually need to have some food, so that would be good as well. Let's have a good number. Let's go. Oh, we got a 4. Can we see that? Are you going to focus? No, that's a 4 though. Right, so a 4. I could go back on myself, but yeah, okay, that's just going back to comfort genre. Let's not do that. Let's turn you around and let's go down here. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Reading goal. The idea of rolling for a lifestyle prompt, it was a great idea. It's not worked. Instead we got a reading goal, which actually I could just go with my goal of the day, which is to read Jan's Full Moon Readathon and work on this a little bit more. So that's fine, but it still doesn't give us a lifestyle prompt. But also I'm like, this clip has been long enough that I'm like, do we just leave it here? I kind of do feel like baking, so I might do that with the free space. We'll do baking with the free space. And then once I've done some baking, once I've read some more, we'll then check back in to decide what is my evening prompt going to be. Do I do the reading journal setup? Do I do some knitting? So we'll do that. This has been, I feel like, a bit of a mess, but also I really enjoy things like this, where it's just, let's just leave it up to fate to decide what I'm doing with my day. But yeah, okay, anyway, right, we've got the plans. The extra roll did not help, but that's fine. Let's reconvene, shall we say, in about 2 to 3 hours time? Let's reconvene then. Make sure you're keeping hydrated, and I will see you soon. It's been over 5 hours. It is almost 8:30 of an evening. I really feel like I should have done more in that time frame, considering it's been like almost 6 hours since I last updated, and yet I haven't really done loads. I don't know, it's been a weird time where I've just been like potting around doing weird little things. So the first thing I did was have lunch, and I did read a little bit of The Angel of Crows. I read 2 chapters. I'm now up to chapter 19. I've got about 50-ish pages left for where I need to be by Sunday, or by the end of Sunday, so that's fine. I think I'm gonna read a bit more of that tomorrow, and I'm still really liking this. I think at the minute it is sitting closer to that 4.75. There's something just stopping it from getting that 5-star, but I think it could be the ending that kind of like gives it that final 5-star, maybe. We'll see. Either way, I'm really enjoying it. Where I just left it, we've just had the introduction of Moriarty and loved it. So yeah, really enjoying this. It's been a really good time. Then I decided to do some baking. For the baking, I didn't have to go shopping, so I did do some lemon shortbread. However, I forgot you're meant to chill the shortbread, and in my notes it was like it needs to be 3 hours up to a couple of days being chilled, and I was like, oh, I really don't want to wait that long. I was kind of hoping to have it a little bit sooner, so I thought, I'll tell you what, I'll chuck it in the freezer for like half hour, and I thought I would watch some YouTube. I ended up closing my eyes. Like, I was like aware because I was listening to it, but it ended up being like almost an hour later. I decided, oh, I'm gonna read for a little bit, and then by the time I remembered about the shortbread being in the freezer, it was like an hour and a half later, and it was just a solid frozen dough. So I then had to leave it on the side defrosting. I then decided to go food shopping, came back, and I started reading again. Checked my dough, it was soft enough to try and use the cutter on, so I did that, started baking it. They're now baked and they're cooling, but oh my god, are they just monsters. I've got no idea how this is gonna turn out. I feel like this is definitely not my best batch of things I've ever done. Hopefully you're going to have seen the b-roll already, like you would have, of me making it all, and then hopefully this evening I can cut like a nice little slither and have a nice little aesthetic shot for you. Yeah, I'll insert a picture here of how it's actually looking, and they're monsters, okay? They've just kind of spread everywhere, but hopefully the taste is good, and that's like the main thing that matters. So yeah, that was that. But I haven't even read loads. I'm up to page 116. Really, yeah, I haven't read much of this at all, and I feel like in that time frame I should have read more, because I think I only read like 30-ish pages of Angel of Crows, and then I've read like 50-ish pages of Death of Books. So I feel like I should be further along in a 5-hour span than what I am. But at the same time, I'm not mad. Like, it's been very chill, very relaxed. I am really in a reading mood though, so I really want to get immersed. I want to do some dinner. I want to have a bath and just relax and read, and then I do feel like watching one episode tonight. I don't know what of. So I thought we would do a few rolls, 3 more just to see me through the last bit of the evening, and then maybe like the first thing I do in the morning. But with the bit that I've just read, we've learned more about Laura as a character. We're learning a little bit more about why she writes the poetry that she does, and it's quite a sad story, and you can really see how it's really going to trigger Roach's obsession, especially when she finds out, because we know she's going to find out about it. I mean, she is going to be salivating when she realizes what has happened to Laura in her past. She is going to be so obsessed. She will not let it go. It will really spike and get worse than what it already is. So yeah, at the minute we're just seeing Roach constantly trying to create friendship, Laura, and Laura just constantly rejecting it and just being so uncomfortable with how Roach is, and just, yeah, I think some of those tendencies that Roach has had towards the Unhinged is going to get a lot worse, especially when she finds out this information that we have found out. So I think it's just a car crash waiting to happen. This really isn't one that I'm having to focus too much on. It's a really easy book to read. I like it for that, because I think every so often you just need a book that you don't need to concentrate a lot on, that you can just enjoy the ride. I would like to read some more of this evening, but then, like I say, I would like to get maybe a Discord vote or something where I can then get them to choose what episode and stuff. So I think it's time that we just do a couple of extra rolls and see where I'm going to finish up this evening. I think this is like roll 8 now, so let's go. That is another 5. We'll do a couple more, I think. That's another 5. Okay, can we get a different number? A 1. Of course. always with the ones. Honestly, I don't know, number 5 and the number 1, they seem to be the numbers that are haunting me. So let's see what we get. I really want to land on a Discord vote, so hopefully we can make that work with the 2 5. Let's try that first. So we got the 2 5s. I think we've got a Discord vote over here, but let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Bake, have a sweet treat. I can have one of my shortbread. And then 1, 2, 3, 4. We just miss it. Okay. Let's try this way around. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh wait, we're gonna come back to my silliness in just a second. Hang on. So anticipated read. Okay, I could make that work. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Mood read. And then 1 for move 3 space. Okay, right, no. We're gonna go background because I just had a complete silly moment because I'm like, I want to land on Discord vote, and I did have an opportunity to land on Discord vote. So we're gonna go this way around. We're back in the corner that I didn't want to be spending all my time in, but you know, we went for a little walk. Anyway, so we're gonna do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Bake, have a sweet treat, which, as I already mentioned, we're going to have one of the shortbread. We're going to have that a little bit later this evening. So that's going to work out great. And then we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Enjoy nature. I think that's how I'm going to start my day off tomorrow. I think we'll wake up and I'm going to go to the park. I might bring my book with me as well. And then we can do the 1 and go back to Discord vote. So I can put up the poll of what do I watch tonight? Is it going to be Sabrina or is it going to be Stranger Things? And then in the morning, after my little walk around the park and that, I can let you know what's been voted on. I think while I'm watching the show, I will probably do some knitting. I feel like that would be a really good thing to just chill out to. Before I get to that though, I really just want to have some dinner, read for another hour or so, give them time to for the poll and everything, and then that's how we're going to end our evening and what we're going to start tomorrow with. So yeah, okay, you know what, this was perfect. This was exactly what I was hoping for. So I will check back in tomorrow after I have gone to the park for a little bit. I'm gonna have macaroni cheese for dinner, which is like the perfect comfort food. I love macaroni cheese. It is my ultimate comfort food, so very much looking forward to that. And yeah, I'll check back in tomorrow and we'll go from there. I may update before I go to the park. We'll see. I think it depends on how much I read tonight. If I read quite a chunk, then I may update before I go to the park, but we'll see. We'll decide all of that tomorrow. I'm talking too much. I'm gonna go. It's now 10:30, well, almost 10:30, so we've got like 2.5 hours left of this readathon, and I made some quite good progress. So I read for a little bit yesterday evening, and then I sat down with a hot drink and read some more this morning. So I'm now up to page 246. I've got about 140-ish pages left to go of this book. I'm hoping to be able to get it done by the time we finish this readathon, because I really do want to just finish this book today. I haven't started the 5. I don't think that's going to happen. I would rather focus and just finish off Death of a Bookseller, and I also haven't read any more of The Angel of the Crows, but that's fine because I know I'll probably do this like this evening, but I think for now we're just going to focus in on trying to finish this. Currently it's sitting at like a 3.5, a 3.25. It's fine, but I have found like this last 140-ish pages to be very repetitive. That initial bit of what I was saying, like, oh, it's really intriguing because we've got Roach being so obsessed and I'm wondering what's going to happen, that just hasn't really developed into anything. Like, yes, there's been questionable behaviour on both parts of the girls because Laura makes some really silly decisions as well, which, you know, yes, you can argue because she's gone through like lots of grief and stuff, like you're learning more about that. At the same time, I still don't think it's excusable for some of those decisions she's making, especially with another co-worker at work. I'm like, you two kind of need to like sort this out. Also, I think the thing that's kind of getting to me more than anything else is the amount of times we spend with them just going out drinking. Like, it's a constant thing. Every single time they finish work, they go out drinking. And I'm like, okay, fair enough. But also, Laura's complaining about how expensive rent is in London, living alone, which relatable. And then she's going out every single night, spending loads and loads of money that she doesn't have on alcohol. And I'm like, you need to make better life choices. This is not good. You cannot afford this. Like, why, what? So I don't know, I guess because I don't drink, so I've never seen the appeal of going out drinking all the time and stuff. So I'm just like, I haven't been that interested in spending time with them every single night, going out drinking and seeing the drama that unfolds because she's so drunk. Like, I don't know, I'm wanting something else to happen. It's getting a bit too boring. I'm really hoping something will. I'm hoping that something is going to happen in this last bit and it'll be like, oh, yep, that was good, that was worth it. But at the minute, like, I'm like, I could probably DNF this book and be fine with it. I'm not going to, because I really want to fulfill the tarot card, which, you know, this book will fill those 2 reading spots, because it is a little bit creepy. The behaviour is a little bit creepy, so it can work. Lifestyle prompt for the spider is to treat yourself, which, I mean, this whole readathon has really been that, and being able just to relax and read. And I did some baking and things like that, so I think that whole part is just treating myself, really. So I feel like I've done that. Yesterday, Discord did decide on Sabrina, so I watched an episode of Sabrina while I was doing some knitting. This is a really simple pattern. It's literally a repeating set of 8 rows, and I find it quite nice and relaxing to do. So I managed to get through 2 sets of 8 yesterday, which is great. I want to try and be doing like 1 set of 8 per day, because that way, hopefully, by doing it once per day, I can finish off my goal of when I want this ready by. So yeah, I'm really happy with this. It's just so nice and relaxing to do. So that was good. Very pleased with the progress. And that's it really. I haven't made any progress with the Angel of the Crows, but that's fine. I will probably do that this evening when this readathon's finished. And I haven't started the 5. Like, I would really like to, but I think I'd just rather read this and finish this. So that's the plan. But I thought, before we go out to the park, because I'm still planning to do that from the roll that we had yesterday, I think it was going to be really nice. It's a nice day, and I'm going to take my book with me. But I thought we would do one more roll, just to finish off the rolls for this readathon. So let's go do that. The last roll of the day. A 4. Cool. Okay, so we got a 4. Let's have a little look where that puts us. Now, if we were to go back, and we'll go back into the little corner that I started off in, we would get 1, 2, 3, 4, which is pretty much where I started yesterday. Pretty cover. And that would work. As we already know, I've already used it for Death of a Bookseller, but let's go the other way around and go 1, 2, 3, 4. Which is Bake and Have a Sweet Treat, which we've already done as well this readathon, so I guess it doesn't matter which one I land on. You know what? Sod it. Let's go back to that corner. We're going to go back to where we started today. The readathon. It was yesterday. But we'll end up with Pretty Book. Let's just go with that, because then it works with the plan of all I really want to do is try and finish this, which I think I'm going to need the full time I've got left of this readathon. I probably will go over a little bit if I haven't finished it in time, but that is where we're going to end it. We're going to leave it on Pretty Book. That's going to be our last one, and we've got stacks of books everywhere. I've got a massive filming day, so I really don't want to be going too far past 1 o'clock, to be fair, because I've got 3 different videos that I want to be filming. We've got a book haul and then a couple of TBRs, so I really want to get focused in and do that. So I think for now I'm gonna go do some breakfast, and then we're gonna go out to the park, take my book with me, and then I will just check back in when it's time to wrap up this video, hopefully having finished the book, hopefully coming in to say, oh yes, something twisty and entertaining and engrossing happened. I don't know if it is going to happen. I don't know whether it's just going to be something where I'm like, oh well, that was expected. I don't know. I really don't know what to expect, so I guess we're just going to find out. But let's go to the park. which means it is the end of the readathon, and I have finished Death of a Bookseller, but I'm pretty disappointed with this one. I'm ending on a 2.75. This book went nowhere. Nothing happened, and honestly I'm kind of a bit bummed about it all, because it started off so interesting with the obsession with Roach doing these unhinged behaviours, and while yes that continues, it's just repetitive. Nothing escalates, nothing really gets worse. Like in a couple places yeah, but nothing to the extent that I thought it would go to. And then we get like 2 epilogues at the end, and I'm just like, oh, we just didn't need that. It felt like this book was trying to do 2 things. It felt like it was trying to be a case of like you, and then it was trying to also be a study in grief and how much that can affect your life. It felt like it was 2 different stories, and then towards the end it settled on the grief one. But you set up all of this stuff to be more of a thriller, and then nothing happened with it, and I'm just like, yeah, 2.75. I think I'm gonna unhaul this one. I'm gonna keep it until the wrap up video, and then once I've done August wrap up I'm just gonna unhaul it, because it was just, I'm never gonna reread it. It's not even one I would recommend to people. Like initially I was like, oh maybe I'll give it to my sister because she might like this one, and then I'm like, this goes nowhere. There is nothing happening. Sort of a death, but not an actual death that happens, and I'm just like, yeah, no. I think without the epilogues it would have been a bit better. I feel like the ending would have been a bit stronger, but the 2 epilogues were so unnecessary, and then, you know, nothing happened. Like literally nothing happened, and I'm sitting there reading and I'm like, I could just put this book down and it wouldn't matter. Like I really thought about it, and then I was like, no, I really want to read it. I want to finish it just so I can complete the spider tarot card. I was like, I'm close to the end, like we can do this. So I'm pleased that I did that. I'm pleased that I did fulfill the spider tarot card in this readathon, so that's amazing. But I'm so disappointed with this. Like I wasn't expecting anything amazing, but I was just hoping for a fun, entertaining time, and I didn't even get that. Like it was just pretty boring after a while, because it's just the same repetitive things happening again. I've just lost the interest for this book. So yeah, that's unfortunate, but you know what? We had a nice start to the day. I went to the park for a bit, I did take my book, and I read for like a chapter. I didn't read long there because it was so busy, which is fine because like, I mean, it's a beautiful day and there were so many dogs and stuff, which is absolutely lovely, but I was getting too distracted to read. So I finished off my walk and then came home, and that's it. That's been the readathon. So we did finish the book. I'm pretty impressed with myself that I did actually finish this one, and then I did read a little bit of The Angel of Crows. So I feel like reading wise, it was exactly what I wanted it to be, so that's great. It's just a shame that the book itself was disappointing. But yeah, that is the end. The next Relax and Readathon will be in October. There will be an announcement video in September. There is going to be a change of the game board just for Halloween, October fun times. I'm really looking forward to it. So that announcement video will be coming out to you, like I said, in September, of the specific dates and everything. I always enjoy these days to have a bit of a reset, and it feels really good, especially when I've got such a busy filming day this afternoon. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for joining me for this cozy little day. Let me know if you took part and how you found it. It's been really lovely seeing so many more people taking part each round that we do, and oh, it's so fun. I really, really enjoy it. I love seeing what everybody gets and what they decide to do with their day. That is me just waffling on now, but there's really nothing else to say. I always hate leaving a video on a bit of a lackluster moment with a book that just didn't really work, but it is what it is. So yeah, okay, well, thank you so much for watching. You'll have to let me know if you've read Death of a Bookseller and what you thought of it. I know a couple of people have read it and enjoyed it, and then a few people are like, it hasn't worked. So it'd be really interesting to see where you all fit if you have read it and stuff. I wouldn't recommend if you haven't read it. If you're intrigued, get it from your library. But I think for this video, if you've made it this far and just have nothing to comment, then leave a little snail in the comments below. And just thank you. Thank you so much for your support, for watching these videos, for taking part in the readathons. Like, it means so, so much. So thank you. And an extra special thank you, of course, goes out to my Patreons for all of your support over there. And we do have a readathon happening next month for Patreon, which I'm very excited about. So if you're interested in that, feel free to check out my Patreon. It's open to all tiers for the readathon. So yeah, anyway, I'm gonna stop waffling on. I'm just thinking about all the things I need to do in the filming wise and stuff, so I'm like getting in my rambly mode, ready for all of that filming, but I'm gonna stop. Thank you so much for watching. If you've enjoyed this video, then please do give it that thumbs up, subscribe and comment. Those 3 things really help this channel out. My social media links, anyone I've mentioned, Discord, Patreon, everything is always linked below for you. And I will of course catch you in the very next video.